physical problem, then we would only think about that during our physical problems.
Right.
But we don't know.
But we don't know what
if
it
it's like
is.
a spiritual or a mental or physical.
Or yeah, and most people put it in that category. They think it was like because he got blind in that time, and so he had eye problems, and most people put him in that. And it's like we don't know that for 100% sure.
Yeah, because that happens in Acts.
Right.
And then, or the blinding happens in Acts, and then that
that's
statement
after.
is in 2 Corinthians.
Yeah.
I actually know it. 2 Corinthians 12:9.
Dude.
There's my boast.
Dude, wow. I cannot do that. I've read like the whole Bible, the whole New Testament probably like a couple of times, like 3 or 4 times, and I still can't quote exactly where it is. It's like, oh yeah, this one verse, like I don't remember where it is, but I know it's in there.
Lately, I've been thinking, I don't know if it really matters if
Yeah.
you have like the exact verse memorized.
Yeah.
Like as long as you know that's what it says, and then if they look it up and you're right, it's like,
Why does it matter?
yeah. The only reason why I have that specific one memorized is because you can use it in arguments, in debates.
Oh.
Well, when it comes to like, does God heal every time and all that stuff?
Yeah. Good job.
Which is,
I would give you a high five, but I'm not next to you.
yeah, air fives are cool though. Which would be
What's better? A hand hug 5.
Oh, dude, I've never seen that before. That's cute. I was gonna
It's so cringy.
You're the one cringing. I'm enjoying it. I thought that
Oh.
was awesome.
Okay.
Yeah. So
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say that's a good segue, as it were, is does God heal every time? Man, this is
feel
such
like we
a
kind of went over this once.
yeah, but
And
not on.
it was a terrible.
It was a terrible podcast.
It didn't go well.
That's why I didn't post it. But we don't have to go over this question for like 30 minutes. We can just kind of discuss it a little bit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if God necessarily heals every time, or are you saying like what happens when He doesn't heal?
Yeah.
Like when people pray and it's like, oh, I didn't get healed.
Yeah. Do you really think
Well, you
it's
must
people's,
not have been believing.
Yeah. Do you think it's people's unbelief? Because I don't know where that comes.
There's a Bible verse about that.
There is, but there's also the Bible verse on it's John 5.
Dude, he knows.
At the pool of Bethesda or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
There's that cripple he's paralyzed, I think. And Jesus heals him. Says like, pick up your bed and walk.
Yeah.
And the guy doesn't know who he is. So my question is, how is he healed? Or I'm sorry, how can he have unbelief if he doesn't even know who Jesus is? You can't have unbelief in something you don't know of.
Right. I think it's through Jesus' belief in his Father that he was healed.
Right. Couldn't that be the case for today then?
Yeah, I think it could be.
Because
I feel like people focus too much on healing in general.
Yeah, so do I. I think
I'm like, that's not the point of why Jesus came, was it?
no. Yeah,
No.
I agree. I actually think that. Well, I'm gonna finish this.
Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Where were we? We were. Yeah. If
Bethesda.
I just don't think your unbelief could ever have power over Jesus' power to heal you.
Right. Yeah, if he wants to heal you, he will.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think even if you say, no, I don't want it, you think that's strong enough to stop him?
No. Oh, my hand's way better. Why would you not want it, though? That would be my question.
I don't know.
If you had like a broken arm, be like, nah, dude, I want my arm broken for the rest of my life.
Well, unbelief could also be you don't actually believe that it's going to heal.
Yeah. But yeah, I feel like that shouldn't matter.
But yeah, I don't think that would matter.
It sounds like we're bringing a very human argument into a very spiritual realm.
Really?
In my opinion.
What?
not like our personal. I'm just saying like in general, healing in general. Like people bring
Oh,
a human
yeah.
argument towards it, and you're like, dude,
It's a lot deeper than.
you really think? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of like when Job was talking. Job argument
Yeah.
where it's like,
We're making God into what we would do.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
like
I was
you
God.
like a lot of Job's friends were like, you must have sinned, And he's like,
Yeah.
I didn't,
Right.
And you're
They're
like, you
thinking,
guys are arguing about little things, and then God just comes in and he's like, did you create the world? Like, were you there at the beginning of time? Like,
that is one of my favorite chapters in the Bible. When
yeah,
he comes in and says all that. I think, yeah, that's very true. We make such a human argument about it. It's like his friends are saying, I think they're saying if I was God, then yeah, I would definitely be punishing you if you did something bad.
yeah.
When in reality, it's like that's not what's going on.
I mean, that's literally what non-Christian people do about the church. They say, I don't want to believe in God because I wouldn't want God that like allows sin into the world.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And they take a human argument when it's
Right.
like, you weren't there. Do you know what free will is? Like,
Yeah.
Do you know what God's love is? No, you're not, you're human and you're thinking of it that way.
That is a pretty good argument as long as we had more to back it up. It's like, yeah, it's a very human argument.
Yeah.
Is when you try to make God into what you would do.
Yeah.
That's one of the biggest problems I think in today's society.
In general, I don't make the rules. Like I have the Bible to tell me what the rules are. To orient
whatever. You came in here the other day with the 10 Commandments saying I'm right.
to orient my life in that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But where I was going,
anyways, yeah,
because
sorry,
no, I mean,
just
like,
destroying your argument.
I don't think you're really destroying
not destroying it, but like totally bringing it a different way,
which is fine. But now I want to go into what were we talking about? It was like we were going into this, and then I said I wanted to finish my thought. Oh, you said people are obsessed with healings and stuff.
Yeah.
So obviously in Revelations it talks about the Antichrist, which we kind of think is like a movement or or like a spiritual thing, not necessarily one person.
Right. A lot of people think that the Antichrist is a person and it's going to come in like a person form, and I think it's just an idea, mostly because Jesus said the Antichrist is already with us now.
Right. Yeah. Unless the dude's thousands of years old.
It's Donald Trump, dude. No, I'm just kidding.
I was going to say Bill Clinton.
He's still alive, dude. How is he still alive?
Also, I like that they're having him speak at things now. I don't want to get too into politics. Bill Clinton.
Oh.
And like talking about how immoral Donald Trump is while they're having Bill Clinton do things. Just saying.
That's true.
As they say, make it make sense. But
did you know that Trump was in town today? Tomorrow's voting. His last town was here.
Grand Rapids.
Yeah, he was in town.
Nice.
It was busy down there. Anyways.
Van Andel?
No, I think it was what's the other one?
My boy was not at the Deltaplex.
No. The other one that's
DeVos.
Like, no. I want to say 21 Jump Street, but that's not.
21 Monroe.
The small, yeah. Yep, Monroe, yeah. I think he was at Monroe.
Oh.
Which, does that not only fit like 300 people?
Yeah, and that also seems a little too hip for him.
Yeah.
Like Van Andel is a nice place for like the oldies. 21 Monroe.
Unless the line went all the way back. It could have gone way farther than I thought. Maybe it was at the Van Andel, or the bot. What is it? The close to the bot, like right behind the Bob.
I think it's 21 Monroe, isn't it?
Oh, okay. That's okay. Yeah.
But actually,
you can fit the intersection. Yeah, isn't it the intersection?
He was at the intersection.
I don't know which one it is.
No way.
The one that it can fit 6,000, I think. Because I went to
not the intersection.
I went to the Dermot Kennedy concert there. At one of them, it's not Van Andel.
We'll have to.
It's the one downtown, the one behind the Bob, like behind the Bob. or behind Eve, I guess you would call it. Well, the club down there.
We'll have to look it up.
Anyways, it fits at least 3,000 because I went in there and it was like 1,000. There was like 1,000 in there. Anyways, what were we talking about?
Yeah. So,
we need to get back on track.
Yeah, I don't want to go down the politics route again. Not at
Third time, dude. Third time's the charm.
So we're on the Antichrist.
Oh yeah.
And in Thessalonians, he does mention the man of lawlessness.
Yeah.
And this is going back to what you said, is he says the man of lawlessness comes to perform false signs and wonders.
Yeah, and healings and stuff.
Yeah, and that's why I think, and it's mostly the charismatic movement that is doing it. I'm sure there's other sections of Christianity, but right now I'm just going to say the charismatic movement because it's the only one I know.
Yeah.
They're so focused on healings and prophetic words and tongues that I think that is the way that the Antichrist is going to be ushered in. Because, like, you make this whole generation just obsessed with those things. Because they are. Like, they'll say they go out and preach the gospel and talk about sin, and I'm sure they do. But you have to ask them about that. Usually when they're talking about it, they're like, man, I experienced God, and it was so awesome, and he healed so many people.
Yeah.
And they're wow.
Doggies.
Dogs are fighting. And they almost sound like high when they talk about it. That's kind of weird.
And they're super happy, and they're like, "Are you here?"
Yeah, it's just like it's a little off-putting sometimes.
It's almost like they self-center to themselves. They're like, "I can help this person," and instead of like, God works through me, it's more like, "Oh, I can do this,"
Yeah.
Like if you ever go to those like worship sessions, I used to go to, like all the time. Not that those are bad. I'm not saying those are bad.
Right.
But I'm saying like when people like come over and pray for you, they're like, I'm going to help this person, It's like, maybe I'm just figuring it out, dude. Like, I'm good. Like,
Have you ever told somebody that you actually don't need prayer?
No, but I felt like that. Like you ever feel like that? Like you're like, dude, I'm good. Like I'm praying and it's fine. Don't touch me. This don't touch my back,
This girl came to me at one of the conferences.
Yeah.
And she's like, hey, I just felt like I was supposed to pray for you. Is there anything on your mind? And I was just like, no, there's not. I can't think of anything.
You just straight say to her like, no.
Yeah.
No, like,
oh,
don't pray for me.
Yeah. Ew,
get out of here.
She ended up not doing it because I just was like, I don't know.
Really off-putting, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not gonna just because you camp and said that doesn't mean that it's true.
Yeah. Why don't you just go over there and pray for me?
From a distance. But these people, sometimes they come off as kind of like high, like we were talking about, almost off-putting and kind of like self-centered.
Yeah.
And it just seems like their focus is just on the miracles and the gifts, not the miracle worker.
Right.
And so I think that is one of the ways that the man of lawlessness or the Antichrist spirit is going to be ushered in, and people are going to worship it even in the church. Because when this person comes or this movement comes, and who knows, maybe even like the hyper-charismatic movement is the Antichrist. I don't know. It could be. Because we talk about it as like a movement.
Yeah, a movement or it could be an organization.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really think the Antichrist would, not as a person, but like as an idea, would come and look like the church. Like what better ever twisted way that Satan can do it, right? Like,
yeah, because we think that Satan is spending all his time at like the Satanic Temple or Las Vegas.
He's already won them over.
Yeah, he's already won. He's already won them over. He doesn't need to spend his time there.
Right.
The people that he wants is the Christians.
Right. And if I can deceive one,
I can
or a group of
many.
them. Yeah.
just kind of scary to think about.
Which I think in the future, I think it will be like a church versus a church. It won't be church versus government really anymore. I think it will be a church trying to destroy like the correct church. You know what I mean? And they're like, well, it's our religious belief.
I think it's going to be the Catholics.
I don't know. I think some Catholics might be going to heaven. Some.
Oh, yeah, me too. I don't think all of them are like super whack. Just like some,
But some
just
of
like,
them.
just like some non-denominationals are whack.
Some of them, yeah.
But I think because you think it's going to be church versus church. That's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, where one church is trying to destroy the other. I mean, you kind of already see that with like...
You do. It's like the Reformed versus Charismatic right now.
Oh, I was going to say the Middle East wants to destroy Christians in general. Like
But
the Buddhists and stuff. Or not Buddhist. Muslim. Yeah.
But
Wrong religion.
But that's not church, though.
But it is to them. I mean, it's a religion.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I don't know.
That already did kind of happen with the Crusades.
That is true.
Yeah.
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 Or the governments are just going to be like, no, you can't do Christianity anymore. And it's like, oh, well, we're doing that. You're going to have to figure it out.
The thing is Christianity grows
when people say don't do that.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's how it is in China. It's actually kind of sad here because in China, they're not allowed to worship, but they get up at 4:30 every day and worship for like 2 hours every day.
Yeah.
And then here we can barely make it on Sunday. And then we wonder why America is crumbling.
Yeah. It's true.
Like the pastors always make jokes. Oh, we're going to be here till 2 p.m. today. And it's just like, and everyone's like,
maybe we should be.
Yeah, exactly. And like everybody's like relieved that he's joking.
Right.
But at the same time, isn't Sunday supposed to be, or not even necessarily Sunday, but the Sabbath supposed to be the day that we take and rest and worship?
Yeah.
But on our Sabbath, we're watching football. Mowing lawns. It's weird there's games now, like baseball games in town.
I thought you were going to say that it's weird there's gay people now. Like, I don't know why you said games, but...
Well, that's
sorry,
always
maybe you got to
weird.
take that out.
Nope. It's leaving in uncensored.
Right.
You're in trouble now.
Yes, uncensored. I'm going to make you censor. I'm just kidding.
We're probably already canceled from our last episode anyway.
You really think so?
No.
Dang.
When I think about it, it wasn't really that bad. It was just like fun.
Yeah. You reminded me though, I ran into like not a cult. I wouldn't say a cult, but like what are those that are like our father Joseph or whatever, and they have different names? Saint Joseph or whatever, you know.
Those
like,
are Catholics.
No, but it's not. It wasn't that one. It wasn't Catholic. It was like out in the middle of nowhere, dude. And they built like a huge like complex, bro. And I just went to visit because I was like, I'm kind of curious. And I knew there was coffee there. So
Wait, where was this?
it was I think it was in New Mexico.
Okay, so it's not Mormon because Mormons don't drink coffee.
Yeah, they definitely drank coffee.
Mormons?
No. I'm saying at this place.
Oh, right.
I have like
Our
pictures of
Father.
it. It's like a huge, like, it's Saint something. I don't
You're
remember
sure it
what it
wasn't
was.
a Catholic cathedral?
I don't think it's Catholic.
Because usually Catholics are like named after Saint something.
But I talked to the guy there for like a while, and he was like, "Oh yeah, this is our like sect, I guess, whatever." And he's like, "Yeah, I've been here since I was like 19." He's like, "I don't know." He was close to my age, and they like give up everything, like all of their money, everything. What the heck was that?
I'm just like, I don't know if that banging is. It's probably just like people living.
Yeah, hopefully.
I really don't think we're being that loud.
I didn't think we were.
No.
But maybe we should
No, it's really not that loud.
listen to it.
Yeah, I have no idea how. No, I don't think we're being that loud. Continue. Do you think that maybe it was Jehovah's Witness?
They drove cars though. They drove car. They gave up everything, but like to live there.
Mennonite.
But maybe
Amish?
it wasn't Amish because Amish drive buggies.
Right.
But even some of them had a job. Like one guy had a job at auto parts, and he was saying, "Yeah, you come here, like at an AutoZone place."
Yeah, it's just like so random.
I saw it on the side of his truck. It said AutoZone. That's why, as it drove by. Um, but they kind of just like come and they have like certain gifts, and they like give into like the society. They pretty much make their own society there, and build all of the structures that are there. But what struck me was like how devoted they were, because they go through Psalms, all of the Psalms, in a single week.
That's a lot.
That's like 150, right?
Yep.
So I think they must do like, I don't know, 36 a day. And then he was talking about like, yeah, we have like morning, afternoon and night mass or whatever it is, or whatever.
Sounding more and more Catholic every time.
I don't know if it's mass. I don't know if he said mass
Yeah.
or like, he was like, you can go listen in, and they were like chanting and stuff, like not like chanting, but it was like singing ish. Yeah, like that, like really weird. Like, but I just admired like their devotion to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they had their own book. It wasn't the Bible, so I know it wasn't like. That's how I knew it wasn't Catholic, because they had their own book.
Catholics have the Torah, though.
I think they read the Torah. It's weird. I think they use like all of them though. Like they read all of them, like the Torah. They have their own, and then they have. I think they read the Bible too. So it's like it's kind of weird. I'm like, this is in between, but they act like this guy, and I don't know. It's like Saint George or Saint Peter or something like that. Is like their savior, like Jesus Christ is for us. Like they act the same way.
Is
You
it
know what I mean?
Joseph Smith?
Maybe that's Joseph.
Okay,
Smith?
then it would. This one's hard because that sounds Mormon. Because Mormons have their own book,
Yeah, maybe it is Mormon.
and maybe some of them drink coffee, and they always have very nice temples.
And the guys and the girls were separate dorms too. Like it's not like you married and you get like a woman or whatever. They had separate dorms. Anyways.
That sounds Mormon, and especially because it's in
Yeah.
New Mexico, which is close to Utah.
Yeah, maybe it is.
But a lot of Mormons don't drink coffee, but they do have their own book, Mormon, the Book of Mormon. And they still think that Jesus is Savior, but they give Joseph Smith, like, they put him very high.
Yeah, maybe it's just like a lead off of that, and they kind of keep other things. Like they kind of create their own little society.
Do you have a picture of it that we can look up after this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I would have to search a little bit, but
I'll put it in the description. Like, we discussed this at this time. This is what it is. Because we're not gonna find it right now.
what'd you just do?
I muted my mic.
Oh, I thought you muted mine because all of
No.
a sudden I cut out.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
I did not cut you out.
Anyways, where were we going with that?
With the
We
what?
keep on getting off topic.
I don't think we were getting off topic.
Or not off topic, but I guess it was a story
a-
about what you were saying.
It was a branch off of what?
We were talking about a bunch of other religions, like whether we thought Baptists were like, or Catholic were gonna be
Right. Yeah.
gonna go to heaven.